Hey everybody, Evelyn Kin Woman here. So I want to tell you a story. Back in 2018, I woke up one morning in January with so much pain in my bones. I didn't understand what was going on. All I just knew in that moment was that I was in pain, and this pain was not coming from me. This pain was coming from an ancestor. At first, it really did scare me because once again, I was raised Christian, I was raised Anglican, I was raised Catholic, and so religion, to say the least, was really not a lack in my life. But when I woke up this morning, something else was happening. There was a pain that was deep within my bones that I just could not explain. The more I sat with this pain, the more it became clear that the voice that was coming out of my bones was that of an ancestor. Now, if you know me, I've always written about motherhood and womanhood from a very African womanist perspective. And a lot of the times when I write my writings, I tap into the spirit of my mother and her mother and her mother before that. One thing that I didn't even realize I was doing was that in writing about womanhood, I was not including my father's maternal side. I was not including the women on my father's side. And so when I woke up that morning with all that pain, there was this knowing, this immediate knowing that, oh my goodness, this is not pain from me. This is ancestry pain. This is ancestor pain. And as God source light would have it, that morning, I finally heard it straight through my body say, Evelyn, when you write about womanhood, how come you don't include us in your writings? At first, it caught me by surprise because I thought, I don't understand. And then I sat even longer with it, and then it became apparent who was speaking in my bones. It was my grandmother from my father's side, my father's mother, who I had met when I became a little older. In my maybe 5th grade, 6th grade, I had met her. And then I also ended up getting to know her sisters and her mother, my great grandmother. And yet here I was writing about ancestry, writing about women empowerment and the importance of understanding our grandmother's story. And yet I'm excluding another big important part of the story. I'm excluding my own ancestors from the story. And it was in that moment that I realized what I had done. And I apologized. I had to apologize to the women on my father's side and say, I'm sorry. Because the truth of the matter was, I knew how much they had played, how big of a role they had played when my mother became pregnant with me. My mom was a teenage mother who struggled to even finish school, who struggled trying to even find a place to stay. But those women had fought so hard to make sure that I come into this world with ease, with as much ease as possible. And so that morning when she said to me in my bones, through my blood, you write about womanhood from your mother's side of the story. How about us? We prayed for you also. We prayed for you also. It was the turning point in my journey. It was the turning point in my journey as a woman, as a mother who is raising a beautiful daughter. It was a turning point because I thought it is important to acknowledge all ancestors. It is important to acknowledge even the ones that we think, well, we don't really know what parts they played in our story, or we really don't have a connection with them. And so this is why now I'm offering a course on how to connect with those ancestors that maybe through adoption or systemic oppression or other experience, you just really don't have much information to go off of. But it's important for you. You know right now that it's important for you to start honoring that part of your story, because whether we like it or not, this blood that we carries the stories of many more before us. And they have prayed for us. They have prayed for both you and I. And so if we are to really heal, gloriously heal, and transform into our best version of who we were meant to be, who we are here to be, we have, and it is time that we sit with ourselves and say, thank you. Thank you, I never got to meet you, I never got to speak with you, but thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for your resilience. Thank you for your fight for freedom. Thank you for your fight for your babies. Thank you for even making sure that whoever it is you mothered, whoever it is you fathered, they continued so that I could be here. So I want to speak to anybody out there who at this point in their journey feels the need to learn how to connect with their ancestors, to learn how to walk with their ancestors, and to identify who your ancestors are, regardless of information that may be or may not be there. And also, I want to teach you how ancestry really begins with nature. That once we understand nature, then we can understand who and where we are going, who we are and where we're going. So for more information about this course, please follow the link in my bio. And I cannot wait to walk you through this journey of fully embracing your story in all ways possible. Take care of yourselves.